where does the hate from Zack Snyder come from? People in like 2013 that liked Man of Steel but didn't think it was that great. They were pissed off at Batman v Superman because of the theatrical cut, in my opinion, because of the theatrical cut was so bad. And that was Warner Brothers. Zack got screwed over. We all know this, but that all gets associated with him. They never look at the executives behind the scenes that forced Zack to cut out, to compromise 30 minutes of footage in order to fit in an extra screening per day. So they didn't do that, which is where they screwed up. So it's been, and then the fans came out and they're like, release the Snyder cut. And then the bloggers are like, no, we're the gatekeepers. And they got pissed off because they want to be the ones that control the power. These are the motherfuckers who want to wield the scepter, And like, look at it even goes to YouTubers as well. Look at the YouTubers that are out there like trying to lie to you and sell you fake narratives and sell you fake bullshit. They want to wield the scepter. They want the power because they want the attention. That's what it boils down to, folks. That's what it is. Resident Justice says, hey, I like Armin at comic. I like Armin too, but like the guy, he just like shits out videos. I don't know. When you ask Armin to give you an opinion, it's like a 1-word response. And that's, I think, my biggest problem with it. It's like in his videos and you're like, all right, Armin, what do you think of this? And he's like, like it just doesn't come across to me as being anything. All right. Garrick, you're asking, have I read any of the High Republic? No, I haven't. I have both the audiobooks, and I need to dive in. But like I said, I'm unemployed for the next couple weeks while I wait for my car to get fixed. So I'll be putting more time in on YouTube, more live streams, and trying to find a way to kind of like, do puppy dog eyes on people. Streamlabs.com/Rebuck Theater. Anyway. All right. So let's talk. There's a lot of comments here about everything. Let's see here. Okay. We'll do a quick transition question. Xavier here asks, do you think us fans making Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb accounts and writing our reviews for the audience scores and showing it to studios that there's a huge population that loves Zack Snyder's Justice League will help? I know Twitter is a big factor on that one. I know Twitter is a big factor. I know Twitter, they pay attention to that. Maybe Rotten Tomatoes, but Rotten Tomatoes now with the verified review scores, it is what it is. I'm not a big fan of that. IMDb might be the better place, I think, but everyone looks at like the front facing stuff, right? Everyone looks at where, the fucking like the retweeting of Rotten Tomatoes. It's the Metacritic shit is fucking terrible. And I don't know. I think Twitter and vocalizing your support, but it also has to translate into cash. If you can't find a way to bring in the cash, and that doesn't mean, and look, I'll be honest with you guys, that doesn't mean donating to AFSP. As good of a cause as that is, and as amazing as that is not going to make Warner Brothers any fucking money. It looks great on ink, and yet still never talked about by the media. Have you noticed that? They never talk about that. They never prop that up. They never prop it up at all. I don't want to sit there and go, collusion, fake news, but it feels like it because they don't ever fucking do it. Anyway, all right, just a random intelligent Drake here says, yeah, the 30 minutes of extra footage in BVS definitely fixes the plot, but it doesn't do anything for the people who dislike the version of the character Snyder put out. Hey, you know what? Here's the thing with that. The people who don't like what Snyder did with the characters fundamentally don't understand the characters. That is just the reality of it. I'm sorry. Like having a Christopher Reeve 1978 Superman in modern day doesn't hold. It just doesn't hold yet. You want these characters to be complex. They are designed and written after us. I mean, look at the fact that the X-Men is a commentary on the civil rights movement as well as the Holocaust. It's like there's commentary, there's social commentary to be made with those characters in their trials and their tribulations and their struggles. And having the character of Superman, a person who cannot be injured by anything from this planet, having him question his existence, question where his origin, where his loyalties lie, and just what it means to be human, and dealing with that is such a good way to look at the character. And Batman being old and bitter and cynical because what he has done hasn't yielded the results that he has wanted. What he has dedicated his life to has not yielded the results, and it has made him bitter. and made him nihilistic and made him cynical. And he was going down a dark path. And then he meets the Man of Steel and he sees something that he perceives to be a threat, a foreign invader, something that he can't control. So he does what we all do in those situations where we don't understand something. We try to fundamentally kill it. It is a staple of society, of the human condition. It is something that we do and we don't understand it. So he seeks out to find ways to make the man from another planet bleed, to hurt him, to bring him down, to destroy him, because that is what he understands. And through the process of that, anger and that rage and that confusion and that misunderstanding, he ends up at the end discovering that Clark is good, is wholesome, is pure. And from there, that opens his eyes to where he's been wrong and why he wants to change what he has done. There is character growth in these movies that is, it's not even like hidden. There's not even fucking subtext there. A lot of it is quite literally on the fucking nose. But for some reason, all of these people have this ideation, this idea, this idolatry of these characters that they can never grow. They can never move on to something else, that they always just have to be stagnant and still. I'm sorry. I want there to be a rushing, raging river. I want there to be something that is constantly moving and growing and evolving. A stagnant pond only breeds toxicity because it's just the same fucking thing. And I love the fact that these movies have moved beyond that, that they've made these characters fundamentally more relatable and people who have growth that we witness. You know, Marvel gave us all these characters over the span of a decade to grow, and we're getting a lot of cool things within a couple films from Snyder. So the people, and I'm saying this, the people out there who do not get what Snyder has done with these characters, who do not like what Snyder has done with these characters, just fundamentally do not want to open themselves up to the concept of being wrong about them. Anyway, that was my rant. That's my rant on that one. All right. Like, this is my rant. And it's not against you, dude. It's Drake. It's not against you, man. I'm just saying, like, that's my rant about that. Because I deal with this crap all the time. People in the comments, oh my God, Man of Steel is a bad movie. BVS is a bad movie. Fuck you. No, they ain't. Fuck off. No, they ain't. They're good movies. Man of Steel's the shit, dude. Fucking, both of his dads are Robin Hood. Okay. Eat a dick. Eat a fucking dick. All right. Anyway. It doesn't, yes. Okay. The Martha moment, the Martha moment. I love the Martha moment. I fucking love the Martha moment, baby. I think that is one of the finest moments in that movie, right? Because even though they had kind of established, right, like all the Martha imagery from Batman's mom, it never dawned on me that it was Martha Wayne. But I knew about Martha Kent, right? And it didn't dawn on me. And like when they dropped that fucking pile of rocks on people, when they dropped that revelation and shit, I was all like, in the theater, I went, oh, their moms have the same name. And I was like, that's fucking dope. I love it, man. It's like my mom's name is Terrell. You know, my mom's name is Terrell with a T. And I've only met one other woman in my entire life named Terrell. And if my adversary, you know, had like a mom named Terrell, I'd kind of stop and go, oh, that's interesting. Like, it would take me by surprise because it's just kind of a unique name. Not one you hear very often. So I'm just saying, it's like, fuck I love the Martha moment. People who give it shit, that again, they look at it like it's a joke, but they don't understand the symbolism. They don't understand what Snyder was trying to say and why that revelation was just one of those things that kind of snapped him out of that fucking mode he was in. You know, Batman was in kill mode, and sorry, Keaton's Batman killed the fuck out of people in 2 movies. Ben Affleck does it a couple times in one movie and everyone loses their shit, but they go back to 89 and 91 and everyone's like, oh my God, I love those movies. And Batman straight shoots people, puts a bomb in their pants, blows up an Acme chemical factory with explosives and shit, you know, and it's like, that's fine. But Affleck does it and apparently there's a fucking problem. It's just, there's a whole bunch of stupid ass fucking hypocrisy that comes from these fucking fights. And I'm not saying anything here with you guys is the reason with that. I'm just saying that in general, a lot of these people are fucking stupid. They're just fucking stupid. And you know what? They're probably fandom menacers. That's all I'm going to say about that. Anyway, like Batman killing is like, it is what it is, man. Like, you know, I don't think Batman should aim to kill, but the thing is, like, you watch him beat the shit out of people. All right. Like, internal bleeding is a thing. Long-term, like, you know, like physical therapy is a thing. When he hangs somebody upside down from the rafters, how long are they there? How long did the blood rush to their head? Did they die from brain bleed? You know, when he puts someone through a wall, Did they crack a rib? Did they puncture a lung? Did they destroy a spleen? I think it's absolutely ridiculous to not talk about the levels of violence and destruction against a human body that Batman implements on some of these people. We never talk about that. We never talk about that. He fucks people up. His whole thing is the Dark Knight, is he fucks people up, you know? And it's like, no one ever sits there and go, oh yeah, no, he broke that dude's arm. Like, that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't kill him, but maybe he did. You know, maybe he threw someone through a window and they got cut and they didn't have health insurance and they weren't able to get it treated. So then it becomes infected. It gets sepsis. They have to have it amputated, but they're not able to do it properly. They go to some fucking low end doctor who, you know, mostly just deals out like heroin to fucking druggies and shit. And then the doctor is not able to get the infection. It becomes gangrenous. And then the person ends up dying because the infection goes to their heart. How many people has Batman inadvertently killed throughout the years? That's a question. Right? But we don't ever want to talk about that. We never want to talk about Batman and his death count. That's all I'm saying. We never want to talk about that. We never want to bring up how many people he has put in fucking traction. You know? Like, what is the healthcare system of Gotham? All right. Is it single payer? Is it public option? I mean, as a fucking henchman, does the Penguin give you a fucking $500 deductible, decent coverage? Do you get dental with any of that shit? What about optical? You know, I mean, it's so ridiculous when we start breaking down the concept of what goes into the human body and being beaten by a man who is angry with a lot of weaponry. And then, you know, the healthcare to bring these people back. And here's the thing. It's fucking comic books. So it's not real. But we treat these characters like they're real. We treat the characters like they're real. But we don't actually sit there and have the conversation about all that shit. That's all I'm saying.